Welcome back to Supernova Traveler. If you are new around here, join our Travel Around the World family. Or if you have been here before, remember to subscribe, comment, and like, and continue your journey as we review Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 14, Stranger Spouse. And as we all know, we have a group of strange spouses this year. So we walk into the scene and Amani is helping Olivia move out of the apartment. And I can't help but laugh because Brett was so done with Olivia that he didn't even stay for the free second honeymoon or couples retreat. Like, honestly, if a man runs away from a pretty face, something has to be wrong. Because a man will give a pretty face all kinds of excuses of why they should stay. It will take a lot for a man to leave a girl that he thinks is really attractive. Of course, one of our sweetest and most level-headed couples are assigned to the relationships that are in ruin, and Woody goes and talks to Henry. Now, I am upset with production. All this time, I've been saying Christina is not right. She is a liar. I've been online telling dudes who have been defending Christina, oh, she's so beautiful, Henry doesn't know what he has, that were against Henry all this time because they thought he was the weird one. And they had this footage in their back pocket. All this time, they could have proved me correct. The girl has a history that she admits to.
I used to just be a big, flamboyant liar. Who cares what's going on? Still like dramatics, but in a different way.
And Christina, it is evident that some habits are hard to change. On the other hand, Amani and Woody are doing great. They are two level-headed people, and I would like to formally apologize to Woody because the story about his ex-girlfriend and the baby. When they re-showed the clip, I listened to his actual words, and he stated that him and the mother of the child had discussed having a baby, and they came to an agreement. And then she left and got an abortion without, again, talking to him and coming to another agreement. So I can definitely understand where he comes from when he says someone doesn't talk to him, because you can't include someone on a conversation and make, this pact together and then renege on that pact without redoing that conversation. So I completely understand where he was coming from. Still, of course, he can't tell her what to do with her body if she does change her mind, but a conversation should have been had. Anywho, like I said, Amani and Woody are doing great. And they are basically the counselors while the therapists are away. And Woody has a lot to say about the other couples, which I find so hilarious because you know what? He is doing really well in his relationship. So it was why not take some advice from Woody? So all of our couples pack their bags, or the remaining couples pack their bags, and they go on a hiking trip, or I guess a camping trip. Miles calls it glamping. I don't know what he saw was glamping, but to each their own. It was a decent enough space for a very cheap budget, if you ask me. But Amani and Woody make the best of this trip. I think all the couples kind of make the best of the trip. And they play some games, and they're just really good together. There's nothing literally to be said about Amani and Woody, except the fact that they're counseling other couples.
You putting a wager on this anyway?
I'm about a good bet.
What's the bet?
If I win, I want to be able to earn another coupon from my coupon book.
Alright, let's begin our story with Christina and Henry. Let's start from the beginning, please. So where we left off last week was that Christina basically called Henry gay. Let's see how this went down.
But he wants me to look like I'm just lying person.
Now, Christina, did you or did you not lie?
And I guess I did bring it up out of anger to get back at him, but we weren't communicating.
Christina, no. What do you mean there was no communication? The last that I saw, the man sat down on the couch, tried to communicate with you, and you started crying to get out of your own lie. And now you're trying to blame him that there is no communication? Miss me with the bull. So while on this glamping trip, Christina and the group talk about Olivia and Brett and how they're not there, and people will just talk about their expectations of what happened. And just take a look at this footage.
Vibes early on, he was not in this for the right reason. I don't like to use the term like boy, but like that's kind of how it is. Just like an ass.
Wait, what in the world is Christina playing at? It takes one to know one. F-boy equals F-girl, thus hence you can see the signs.
Because I wish she was here. Like, I want Olivia here. Like we're doing. She was like robbed of it.
Didn't I tell you all many episodes ago that this girl was on this show to develop her acting skills? If this doesn't prove my point, I can't work with a delusional crowd on YouTube. She is so fake that Henry can't even keep a straight face.
That's why I'm so glad I'm here. Being in a different environment.
Henry and Christina are completely over. It was over from the get, but it is completely over. Like, it's so bad. Henry can no longer keep his composure. And Woody explains it perfectly.
I don't want to throw the towel in. The towel was already on the floor soaking wet at this point, bro. It's like thrown. And stop talking around it.
The experts gave each couple an assignment, and only a few of them we get to see during this episode. And of course, Henry and Christina is one of them. They have to write a letter to their younger selves. And it's just, Christina and Henry are just tiring. Well, mostly just Christina, because she just always has something to say, but she legit offers nothing. This girl offers nothing.
It's okay to speak up when you feel like something isn't right. Because 9 times out of 10, if it doesn't feel right, it isn't right.
At least Henry and Christina agree on something. Honestly, production and the experts are butt wipes. Like, sometimes you have to step in and give people permission to quit. Because if you see something, say something. Why would you allow people to stay in something that is obviously unhealthy? This is why Brett earned a little respect from me, because he got out. So Christina reads her letter, and Henry reads his letter, and Christina tells production, oh, that was a very Henry letter. And I'm thinking in my mind, okay, he had a very Henry letter, and you had a very Christina letter. Neither one of you wrote about each other. Christina is the prime example of someone who wants a lot of good qualities in a person, thinks she has those qualities, but exemplifies nothing. She is straight up delusional. Also, where did she get off talking about Brett earlier? She is honestly worse than Brett, and if you think I'm wrong, put it in the comments section. Please tell me how she is not worse than Brett, because she just disgusts me. This whole episode, Christina was really irking me because she kept saying how there is no communications to the ladies, to production, to Henry, and she's the one not communicating. She's the one that gets defensive. She's the one who cries. She's the one who becomes very rude. Honestly, would any of you want to even communicate with Christina? Because I wouldn't even want to talk to her. Like, she would open her mouth and I would just have to walk away. Okay, let's move on to Karen&miles. So I want to start off by saying this. You know how when you first meet someone, they are really pretty or attractive, and then as you get to know them, they become unattractive, like their eyes are too close together or too far apart, or maybe the lazy eye is now more prominent? That is how I feel about Karen. She was cute at first, but now I'm like, can we blur out her face a bit? This right here, Karen? This right here?
Talking with the experts forced us to kind of say, hey, here's the ugly part of how I'm feeling.
Is why you didn't have a man. I have never seen a woman look for so much negativity in my life before. It's as if she is trying to tear the man down to build him back up. And for what reason? You're not even enjoying the process. Karen&miles meet up with the other couples at the cabin, and they begin to just eat food, start to talk, and, just to get the elephant out the room and to really express his feelings. Miles takes an aside and kind of talks to them a bit about where he is mentally during this quarantine.
The killings of black people really gets to me. As a black man, I felt it was important for them to know where I was at.
Yes, Miles. Keep talking. Let me hear what you have to say, honey.
Just to be completely honest, I didn't want to come on this weekend at all. I didn't want to have to interact with people.
Please continue. Please continue. Let's know the whole truth.
I think it's really hard as black people, and y'all can speak to it as well, is just having to be engaged, and we have to be...
Yes, Miles. Yes.
Pretend as if this stuff isn't bothering us or affecting us.
If what Miles just did is not a sign of a strong masculine man, we need to just put Karen in the North Pole in a hut by herself.
We have had sex, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. By the way, we did it.
Way to break the ice, Bennett. Way to break the ice. Disclosure. Bennett did not say this after Miles' speech. I edited it this way because it was a delicate topic and I wanted to bring humor back into the conversation. So do not be hating on my friend Bennett in the comments section. Thank you. Disclosure closed. Karen and Miles go outside the following day and they play a game. I have no clue what this game is called, but you have to get the ball to spin around the pole. Karen's good at it. Miles is not so great at it. And what did I just hear? Did Karen just reference emotions?
Again, missing that level of emotional connection to be able to like really even want to dig into some of those things with you.
I didn't even know she had any concerning affection or love. Oh wait, she doesn't. She's talking about if she even wanted to dig into the aspect of having feelings for Miles. Look, Karen, go kick a brick and break your big toe once again. Because you signed up for Married at First Sight. If you wasn't going to come on the show and be open, accepting, and willing, you should have not signed up for the show because you are emotionally abusive. And it's sad that you are so. And I don't know how you plan to get married in the future. And if Miles stay with you, power to him. But he can do 10 times, 30 times, 100 times more better than you. You need to go to therapy. How is she going to tell him that she wasn't at a place to dig in emotionally with him or to connect with him? You were married at first sight. The whole point is to jump in head first and try to find the connection.
A marriage with like no affection, no intimacy, and then you're locked in the house together for 2-3 months.
Man, without Woody, Miles would have had such an extremely difficult time being with Karen. I honestly feel like Woody definitely keeps Miles looking up and positive. And although Miles might be, no one ever said, but he might be a little bit jealous of Woody's success. I think that Miles seeing Woody and being able to talk to Woody about this because they're going through the experience together is an amazing and positive thing because Karen is soul sucking. I'm telling you, soul sucking.
You are marrying a stranger. Like, do the process.
Thank you for your wise words, Woody. Thank you. Amelia and Bennett have come back from Virginia. As we all know, that is where her residency is going to be. And they wake up in the morning and Bennett is so adorable. And he said he'd been practicing the worm all night long, or at least early in the morning. And he shows Amelia the worm.
The worm for you right now?
Yeah, come on, baby. Show me the worm.
I didn't get very far now, Amelia.
Bennett, stop stalling and show us the worm. We want to see it now. That sounds wrong, but he's really going to show us the dance move, the worm. Oh, look at Bennett flopping around like a dying fish. I wish someone else would wake me up so I can laugh like that in the morning. Amelia's so lucky. Amelia and Bennett go play basketball.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, are basketball stretches. And the only non-issue for Bennett and Amelia is that they too had to sit down and write a letter to one another. And Amelia wrote a little cute letter. You know, she's always into everything. But Bennett just wrote something about Pokemon cards being worth $20,000. And Amelia just wished that it was a little bit more about her. Bennett is getting comfortable. He loves Amelia and he loves the relationship. And Amelia is still in the phase where she just wants it to stay in the honeymoon. But I'm sorry, Amelia, you're moving out the honeymoon stage.
Little bees life, but go to sleep. Good night.
Thank you for watching another review of Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 14, Stranger Spouse. Please remember to subscribe, comment, like, and share. I also have an Instagram. I haven't figured out how to put it in my videos yet, but I already told you I'm not tech savvy. Cheers!